Hey everybody, this is Justin out in the workshop for Dirt Pour Outdoor, and we're actually going to take a step outside the workshop today, and we're going to take a look at what's my favorite right now so far, till I learn anything more, my favorite design for a shelter utilizing the US Poncho and some other equipment that can go with it. Now, I live in Arizona, and out in the desert, in some places, there's a lot of different sub-climates here in Arizona, but if you go out to a desert area, there doesn't tend to be a lot of trees, and those that there are not the strongest thing in the world, and there tends to be critters crawling in them at any given season of the year. So what I was trying to do was I wanted to find a shelter that was freestanding, that didn't need any trees, because I've seen a lot of guys be able to tie off to trees if they live in a wooded area. That's great. I don't have that option. Number two, if there are a lot of bugs and stuff like that, I need it to be enclosed. I don't want one of these wide open shelters. Plus it does get cold in Arizona, and you can't always have a fire in some places. We have no burn seasons and things like that, so you can't have an overhang with a nice opening. And thirdly, you know, if it's going to be sealed, then it needs to have some sort of a floor, which is going to be difficult to achieve with a poncho. Those were kind of my design requirements. So we're going to take a look at that. I'm going to show you what I've done, and then we can talk about it a little bit. So let's go ahead and take a step. There is the poncho shelter. Now, it's not an A-frame. It's actually a freestanding. You can see right here I've got a guy line, so we're going to go over to the side here, get a good side shot. Now you can see here that it's kind of like a weird cone shape. So I got that front guy line, I've got a post, and then I've got an awfully long guy line going out here. So basically what I do is I lay the poncho out lengthwise, you know, from us, lengthwise, and then I put one peg in that corner grommet. I put another peg in this corner grommet. You can optionally put one right here, depending on how many you're carrying, just for extra sealing. You can put one right there. Then I kind of take this at an angle, I want to say maybe about 15 degrees to the middle grommet on each side, and I put another one there and another one there. And then I take a pole. Now, I know a lot of people use trekking poles, but what actually I've used is I actually have gotten a hold of a 3 wooden section of for a shelter half, an issue shelter half. So I may, you know, play around with some other stuff. I know you can get replacement tent poles and stuff like that, and people have made some cool shelters out of that, but that's just what I'm using right at the moment. I got my stepdad's broken golf club shaft inside. I could certainly use that as well. So anyway, something there as a post is what you need, and then I will guy it up, and you can see I really dig how then you can use these flaps as a door, but you have a nice long section. And then once again, like I said, I just go ahead, I tie it to the top of the post, I guy it out there, and then this is a little sloppy because I just threw it up quick. I actually string it through underneath and then out the hood, kind of as a simple ridge line, just to keep the ceiling up off of the area in there. Now, I know a lot of guys can, you know, tie off the hood, whatever. I just have it open kind of for ventilation right there. So that's that deal. And as far as inside, you know, you can just take these flaps. Now, I do have to give credit to, I want to say Packrat 85, I think was the first guy. I mean, I've heard it used a lot of times, but the first video I saw somebody do this in was Packrat 85's, where he gets one of these US Casualty Blankets. Now remember, on the NSN number, if you're buying it off of eBay or off the internet, it's the one that ends in 5 and not 6. They're the same NSN number except for the last digit. If you order the one that ends in a 6, it's a little tiny astronaut blanket. It's not the tarp thing like this is. So be careful of that. Now, let's just kind of go in here. So what I've done is I've just taken that and rolled that out as a floor in here. And you can certainly, you know, scoot that up against the edges and fill that out when you're in there. And this door, of course, will snap up. We put an optional peg in that back middle grommet. You can certainly put another one here, just like on a shelter half, and use the grommet here to keep the doors shut. And then when you're ready to go to bed for the night, just utilize the snaps and close the doors all the way. Now, I'm not a big guy. I'm not a small guy. I'm about 5'7", so I can actually fit in here. Maybe it's a little bit snug. Maybe I'd have to bend my legs a little bit, but I can fit in there. I'd probably be pushing the ends up. That's why I wanted to get this ridge line, so it just get a lot more room if you're able to pick up the top of the tent. But like I said, we can't utilize trees, so we got to figure out how to do that with paracord and this stake here. But it's still quite a bit of room. And like a lot of guys, if you take your bivy cover from your sleep system and use that, you can, if need be, stick your legs out and not freeze your feet. You can kind of do the same thing with this. It's big enough that you can fold it in half. I just take my Whoopee Poncho Liner blanket and throw it in there, and that's pretty comfy. But like I said, for water shedding, you can certainly spread this out and push it up against the edges of the shelter here. So that's pretty much it. I've just been messing around with a couple designs, and this seems to be the one that works so far for something that's freestanding. I do have enough room just here on the edge to put my gear in now. Obviously, if I was bringing a lot of stuff, I could bring a tent. But this is designed because all of this, all three components, this blanket, the poncho, and my poncho liner can all be put together, rolled up, and put on the back of my Alice gear. So that's that. So we've seen the shelter now. Like I said, it meets the criteria of I needed something freestanding, something enclosed, something with a floor is included in enclosed. And that's the best design I've found so far. Now I'm addictively watching videos on YouTube looking for more solutions. I've modified this a little bit. The design of it is kind of taken from all different, stuff that I learned, and then stuff that I've picked up off of other people's videos. So there's a lot of people out there that I've gotten ideas from, and that's great. Like I said, as far as if you're looking for the casualty blanket, what is this here? NSN number, let's see, national stock number 7210009356665. Like I said, if it's got a 6 on there, if you're buying that off of eBay, then what's going to happen is you're going to wind up with a little astronaut blanket that's about that big, which is great. I got one of those. I got it stuck in my flight gear. But this is what gets carried in the Alice gear. So anyway, that's my favorite shelter right now so far to do with a super lightweight tent. Like I said, for me it's great because I can roll it up and I can put it on my Alice gear. So if you're doing the 3-day thing, you don't have a pack with you. You're just lasting on your web gear and your 3-day pack. You can roll that up, put that on there, and be able to make a shelter. Now, if I go to bring one of my Alice packs or, my big CFP 90 pack, then I can pack a freaking house in there because that's an RV on your back. But as far as just lightweight, that is the best solution for me. Like I said, I'm still watching videos, and, if you want to leave any comments down below, any suggestions or anything, I'm open to it. I'd love to see other stuff. I want to modify this as much as possible till I get the right design. Really, that takes me a minute and a half to throw up. It's really easy, and it's easy to do in the dark even. So that is an extra added thing that I love about that. So anyway, Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.